Hello everyone, my name is David Jordal. I'm the developer of the CSR Direct Project. I'm here with video number 3. I got to get to this stuff. The last video I was getting into some real advocacy kind of things, but I want to get back to some of the content, some of the features of the project work. And in previous video was a lot about philosophy and background and again social issues, but I wanted to get to a reminder about the GoFundMe account, that I'm here to show you the value of this project work and therefore hopefully get enough support from you folks out there. And when I say support, I also include even calling, here's the web address, my visual aids here. Call 612-720-2091. And call me, text me, say, I think this is great. Comments, wherever I post this. I will be protective. People start throwing out comments that are off and rude and whatnot. Just not having it. Not having it. So, basic things that I want to get to about the features. So, using some more visual aids. For some reason I'm having fun with saying that. One of the first, actually the first feature that I got started using, that was kind of a specialty, well, not specialty, but part of the thing that I was doing that got a lot of people supporting this work, was Google Calendar. So this is the list of seven steps in the resource development. And before anybody gets overwhelmed by 7 steps, wow, that's pretty intense. It's not as intense, and I'm here to say that there's some certain level of just straight up value, but it's also a lot of different pieces of the puzzle that different people can work on at the same time. So that's about it. So Google Calendar, that's the first feature that embedded Google Calendar to show what's happening now, whatever given resource, subject, community centers. One of the subjects that I'm going to get to is clothing and laundry. People in need need to know where to be able to find clothing, clothes closets, laundry. I mean, these are some of these subjects, like clothes closet. I knew of places, but I always had to think hard as, okay, who's doing what where, and sometimes there's changes, and having a place to just go and boom, 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 make it easy for people in transition, people that are doing the work of asking for help. I think it's responsible of us as a community to provide something more genuinely helpful. And no, I'm going to say that United Way has not been serving us as we need. So this is, I guess, ultimately I'm saying this is, I'm filling in where other people and organizations have dropped the ball. So simple as that. Identification. Everybody needs identification, right? That's another page. So what I'm trying to do is give some subjects that aren't just about those people, the things that we need, resource information that we need, computers. There's 3 technology subjects: phones or communication devices like phones and voicemail, open access connections. .org. Check them out. Shout out to Open Access Connections. I did 3 years of community voicemail outreach for them, and to also add on to the lists that I did, that I mentioned in the previous video about experiences and things that I've done, accomplishments and whatnot. That I went to 5 Project Homeless Connects, which I think is still a good idea. I'll say more about that some other time. But 5 Minneapolis Project Homeless Connects, 1 St. Paul, 2, I think it was White Bear Family Connects, 3 Veterans Metro Stand-Downs down at the Boy Scout Base Camp at Fort Snelling. So I've been doing a lot of work and experience to really have a rounded view of the community, people that are serving in different capacities. So just quickly get back to the phones, computers, and internet are the 3 technology subjects that I think are really key, important, and to bridge that technology gap. Bridge the digital divide. And I want to mention there are some other pages, continuous priority. The list that I gave in the last video, the pages for free meals, shelter, phones, and food shelves. Those are what I consider current subjects, current priority, that as we knock those out, then we'll have 4 or 5 more that we work toward to get those done and knocked out. And as we complete them, we'll have a new set of concurrent priority subjects. But these are the continuous priority. This is just continuously, for obvious reasons, advocacy events. I went to Minnesota Coalition for the Homeless Day on the Hill this past spring, and I've done that like 2 other times, which is another event that, going to the Capitol and talking to my senator and talking to my congressman. And I've got a poignant story about meeting with my congressman. It's really important to mention. But advocacy events, fundraising events, donation to causes. I don't know if I mentioned, I think in a previous video, that I got a phone call from a woman that wanted to, actually 2 phone calls yesterday, I believe. A woman wanted to donate to free community meals. So I think I basically gave her the email ad, or the web page, the page on the CSR Minneapolis website for the free meals, and then she can just go through the list and do a search on organizations and start finding how to donate to them. So really, having a page designated for donations, not just money, but winter's coming up. There's going to be, and already maybe have been, clothing drives that donations for food, just having a page where there are organizations that are listed actively providing information of where and how to donate to their cause and being specific. So you go to CSR Minneapolis and you hit the donate button, and that button is not for me or the project. That donate button on the CSR Minneapolis or CSR Direct Project page will be toward the project funding. But the donate button on the CSR Minneapolis and CSR St. Paul, CSR Minnesota, that button will go toward a page that provides resources for our information and names and organizations that have actively information provided for donations of both money and things, other non-financial contributions. So, and then voter registration and election, that's another continuous thing. Once we have, I've always thought, once we, for personally, I've never liked kind of dropping the ball. I never liked going into a voter booth and not knowing who I'm voting for. I mean, I can, after I get done voting, slap that sticker saying that I voted and somehow be proud of the fact that I just voted for people that I have no idea who they are. To me, that's not okay. And that the day after our next election, we need to not stop. That I want the CSR Direct Project to facilitate continuing to be aware of what's going on in the next election, the next vacancies coming up, and just all that information and subject matter regarding elections and voter registration and all that. And then holidays and observances. So those are the continuous subjects. So then live chat support. You go to any of my websites, the CSR Direct Project websites, you can click on the button on the lower right-hand corner. If it looks like an envelope, then leave a message. I'm not logged in, but if there's like a bubble, you can click on that, put your name in there. You don't have to put your email in there, but that's helpful you can get a transcript sent to you. And whatever we discuss, you can have the transcript sent to your email of whatever that chat was. And then most of the time I'm logged in, so you can click on chat with me right there. And that also is a form of PDF files. I want to get to this list here. That an important aspect of this is creating PDF files. That what if, in doing this work, that the first thing that we do is a short list, a short list in a spreadsheet, and that would look like this. Okay, and I do it in. We'll do it in Google spreadsheets, and if there's any problem, doing it using that feature in the future of Google, then we can figure out how to do it some other way. But that's a real handy thing to create the list in a Google spreadsheet, and then just take that and send it and download it as a PDF file, and then take that and upload it as a PDF file, and so that we can create these PDF files, a short list, which is this, and here's the second page, and then full list. That's an example of a full list. So obviously short list is just cryptic, but it gives you an overview. The days of the week, the service, the meal here, these are free meals. Days of the week they're provided, the hours, and some brief notes. But then the full list for whatever subject matter will be much more comprehensive. It'll include more things like eligibility, a service area, first timers, access, and it'll be just more comprehensive. Like free community meals, do they provide seconds? Some people like to have seconds when they go to have a meal. So what if we were to do this work so that anybody out there, any organization, agency, community center, 12-step group, I've gone to Al-Anon and Adult Children's, that you folks out there in any of these places and in these circumstances can create your own resource book. That I think that's awesome. That's a small one. This is a big one that I created. That's another feature of this project. Gotta go Take care.